Hello everyone, welcome to the IchimokuCharts.com daily analysis for the Aussie dollar US dollar FX futures for Tuesday, January the 10th, 2012. Well, a change of trend today, and we're analysing the second last candle here. The final candle that we see, the red body candle, is still developing and won't be complete until tomorrow. The green body candle here that we're highlighting at the moment is the candle that we're studying, and we've had a change of trend today with the market making a higher high and a higher low, changing the trend that had been established 3 trading periods ago with a lower high and a lower low. Previous days trading we had a hammer type pattern, not exactly a hammer, but it did set the market up for a potential change of trend with a fairly small green body and a fairly large shadow on the bottom, where the sellers lost commitment as they traded down towards the Kijun-sen and found support roughly within that zone. And today's trading, the buyers were strong enough to take out the high and establish a new first time frame uptrend. They did lose some commitment throughout the trading day. We can see this shadow on the top of the candle, but did close with control, so that does suggest that the market may continue trending up. Now, if this market is to continue trending up, however, we will need to see some good momentum from the buyers, because this area up around the 103.81 area roughly is an area where we've seen previous strong downside price rejection. If we look here around this level, around the 104 region, we saw a very strong sell-off. Here a minor sell-off around the 103.80 level. Around this area just above 104, the market sold off strongly. Not too long ago, from about the 103.80 level, the market sold off relatively strongly, and over the previous week or so, the market tested to there in a bullish manner and has sold off over the previous 4 or 5 days. So we will need to trade up above that level for us to be trading up to any levels up above the 104 level. In terms of Ichimoku, we are bullish in all 3 time frames. The market's trading up above the cloud, trading up above the Kijun-sen and the Tenkan-sen. So we have a bullish market in the long, medium and fast term time frames. The Chikou span is not confirming the price action, the bullishness that we're seeing. It's trading within the price action and very close to the cloud, we can see here. So we don't have confirmation from that. That lessens the possibility of this being a good strong bullish move, and does suggest that there is possibility for the market to come off and perhaps find support down around the Tenkan-sen. The Tenkan-sen, however, is pointing up fairly sharply, so that's reflecting this momentum that we saw in the market for today's trading. The Kijun-sen, as we said previously, is pointing flat, and the market was attracted back towards there and found support down around that level. Now, if this market does sell off, we do have a very thin amount of cloud down below, so if we do see the market break out in a bearish way down below the cloud, we could see the market trading down below $1, but certainly just below there we have the round number $1, and that will certainly offer itself as very strong support if we do see a breakout. As I've said, very strong resistance up above around the 138.80 level up to 104, so that's a very important level for this market. The market is still bullish, so we could certainly see the market test up to around that level over the next day or so. Next, moving on to the Euro US dollar FX, and here we see quite a bearish market, obviously. A market that attempted to rally up above the cloud with a fairly bullish candle, so a false breakout above the cloud previously, and then the market fell apart, establishing a second time frame downtrend with a series of lower peaks and lower troughs that's been in existence for quite some time. Today's trading, we had a spinning top type candle disregarding that final candle there. The spinning top type candle here is the important candle, and that's a candle of indecision and has set the market up for a potential change of trend. And just looking at the way the market's trading at the moment and for the opening of the new trading day, we have seen the market take out the low of that candle, and does suggest that we will have the downtrend re-establishing itself in the first time frame. Spinning top candles denote indecision, basically because we have a small body with a shadow on the top and the bottom, and it represents downside price rejection but also upside price rejection. And in this context, even though we had an uptrend established, the buyers were not really supporting the uptrend very strongly. It was quite an indecisive trading day today. So it's little wonder that the bears have come back in quite strongly to take out the low of that candle. In terms of support down below, we should look to the low of this candle here, this swing low at 126.64, which will be fairly strong support. If we see buyers coming back in there, it could set the market up for a potential small double bottom, but there's no suggestion that that will happen at the moment. Down below there, we do have fairly strong support at 125.86, which was established some time ago, so that's a very important level for this market. If we see the market trade down through there in a bearish way, we could see it trading substantially lower. But in all three timeframes, the market is quite negative. We're trading down below the cloud, we're trading below the Kijun-sen and the Tenkan-sen, which means we're bearish in the long term, medium term and fast term timeframes, and the Chikou span is very strongly confirming that bearishness that we're seeing in this market. Just looking at the angle of the Kijun-sen, that's pointing down, and it's highlighting this downside momentum that we've got in this market. Fairly strong downside momentum with the sellers having fairly tight control of this market. So for today's trading, obviously we can't watch the low of that candle because it's been taken out, but certainly it looks like the market will establish a lower high and a lower low. The next level to watch is this 126.64, where we could see some support come in. If not, the next level down below there is 125.86.